All right, YouTube hard chargers, what's going on? We got another leather and canvas project. So what I have here is an H harness that I have made. The belt, I can't claim the belt I bought from Triple K. This Triple K stuff kind of got me into looking into learning how to do leather work. Triple K, excellent quality stuff, let me tell you. So we got this Triple K belt, this gun belt, and this H harness. Okay, I've made a few other items for the H harness. I made what I thought would be a great fanny pack for this. You go through here with the belt. You can take it off, put a strap on it, make a haversack. This is a little heavy and a little bit cumbersome. For that size, you don't get a lot in it. So we have that. We also have this leather canteen pouch that I made. Okay, it's a wool line. It's 85% Highland wool. Stuff's a little bit heavy, and I don't mind that because it's kind of cool, the old vintage leather stuff, and I like that. But what we're going to do is, this is a Boy Scout. Okay, this is it's a 573 Haversack. You can see that. That's the model. These, you can pick these up all day long on eBay for $15 to $25. I bought this one for a few bucks at a local antique store. It's in pristine shape. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's excellent. In great shape. But what I'm going to wind up doing is we're going to make a pattern and do some leather. We're going to cover this in leather from here to here. And we're going to add attachments, and then on the back of this H harness I'm going to put 2 D-rings to clip this bag onto this H harness, so it'll be like a small day pack on the leather H harness. It's just the cool nostalgia aspect of the leather stuff. I know it's heavy, I know it's hotter and all that, but we're not fighting any wars with it, at least not yet, right? So we're going to do some leather accents on here and some straps. We're going to probably cut this stuff off right here. And I know some of you are probably thinking, oh my God, that bag is in great shape. Why would you do that? Like I said, because these bags are a dime a dozen. For the sake of easier editing, I'm going to try to work ahead a little bit on this project. And then before I get too far, I'll back up and show you what I've done. That way we're not wasting time figuring out how to add 2 plus 2. So we start with some of Kalamazoo's finest, a little two-hearted. And got this paper here. This leather comes shipped in a roll of brown paper, and I like to save it all because it makes great for pattern stuff. So basically what I did, I traced this lid out like so. Okay, I marked here and here where it stops. And then I know that it needs to be about 2.5 inches further back, because I want it to drop down further to here. So that'll give me a piece of leather across here. When I put the new buckles on, that's where those will mount to. So that's what this is for. This is the added 2.5 inches here. And then I'm going to do, I want to add a zipper in here. And I'm going to make this a pouch. So what I'm going to do with this leather is this is the size of the lid. I'm going to add 3/4 of an inch all the way around. So when I cut it out, I can roll the leather over it, and I'm going to glue it with the barge cement around this seam here. And once that's all said and done, we're going to go through and we're going to knock all our holes in it, and we're going to hand stitch it. But before we can do that, I'm going to have to put the zipper in, and we'll get on that next. But right now, this was just to show you the pattern. How well you can see that. But so we'll cut this out and have our pattern. You're making patterns, mark them. I put dates on them, and I put what it was for specifically, and that way I file them all in a file cabinet. So maybe years later somebody can find them and be light years ahead on leather work. All right, so let's get on to the next step. All right, so here we go. We're going to put this Coates & Clark zipper in this thing. go. And probably right about here is a good spot. Maybe flip it over. There are a couple things to consider. When the lid is down, your zipper's on the low end. You know, the possibility of it jiggling open and things coming out. I've never experienced that. I guess it could happen. But so my idea is when you flip it up and you're holding this up and you need to get into it, you want to unzip this and get into it. So we'll put the zipper in here and it's going to let us into this side, which will be the leather side. So that should be easy enough to do. And I know there's a lot of guys using some sort of jigs and different things for zippers. If you're watching this and know anything about these zipper jigs, man, please leave a comment and help me out because I can't find much on them. And what little bit I did find, it looked pretty slick, but I don't get it completely. So I just typically mark where I want it and then I'll cut a line and then like an eye here and here and then a line. Then I'll fold them back and I'll sew them so they don't fray, and then I'll sew them to the zipper. That's typically how I do these. But if you got a better idea, any advice, please let me know. And then this one won't go as far because it'll be sewed over top of this. I don't know if you can see that or not. What's up, buddy? What's going on? How are you? You coming to check on me or what? Good boy. All right, and let me get my, how do I want to cut this? I'll try this. If not, I got that circle cutter. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So the zipper is about, I probably want to go about 3/8 of an inch on that. One, two. I could go a little more. I could probably do a 1/2 inch. So a 1/2 inch wide on here is going to give me a 1/4 inch each side of this line. So we'll line that up and I'll cut back. That's a 1/2 inch total, which will be a 1/4 inch each side of that line, which will allow me to fold this back and sew that down and then put the zipper in. It'll be a nice edge. Probably get the iron out. I might even put a little seam tape on that and iron that down nice and hot like. So we're going to pause this and dig that stuff out and get that done. All right, here we go. So we're going to cut the slot for this zipper. And we got the zipper pinned in. We're going to try to sew the zipper in now. Kids always get a kick out of my videos when they see Pop-Pop's tomato in the videos. They don't realize that was their great-grandmother's. Up against the zipper. Oh, that's going to be a problem. I know they make a zipper attachment for this. I haven't taken the time to use it yet. I probably should. Haven't had too many problems yet until I try to get too close. But anywho, we're almost there. Okay, we'll turn this up, flip this way, flip this back down. Down, flip one more time. Turn like so. That should be good, hopefully. Oh, I got a little knot. Hopefully it's sewed okay. Yeah, not so bad. So that's the inside, which you won't see because the leather will be over it. Here's the outside. Alright, piece of cake. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. The zipper's in. Tomorrow we'll look at getting the leather on it. We got that stained earlier and it's drying, so we should be able to work with it tomorrow morning for what it's worth. So anyways, thanks for joining me, and I hope you can appreciate what we're doing, because it doesn't mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's just fun and different.